Oh, you want soup? I'll give you some soup, baby.
Well, I'm not in my kitchen. Actually, I'm at Father Patty's kitchen, my other home away from home. Justin's actually over here making soup. It's really cool. So we got all kinds of things going on right now.
Don't ask me what kind of soup.
He doesn't know what kind of soup it is yet, but it will be good soup, that's for sure. I wanted to do a little thing actually for my cousins who actually moved to France, Russ and Sonia. And so I'm thinking about what dish I should make. And one of my signature dishes that I always make is ratatouille. And you guys all know this guy. There you go. So, ratatouille actually comes from the Nice area. It's spelled N-I-C-E. Yes, it's from the Nice area of France. Actually, it's from the French coast there, French Riviera, to be exact. So, we're in a restaurant. Normally, I would make a very large batch of this, but I'm going to make 2 small batches. This is a home-style batch, so what you cook at your house. And I'm using these Pyrex ones. It's really cool, actually. These are actually only $5 at Walmart, and they're really cool because it's bake and share. So you bake it, then you share it, and that's what I'm going to be doing. Actually, one's probably going to go with Justin, and one of these will go with Marissa, or somebody out front anyway, some from there, or maybe with Pat or somebody. So yeah, we got some of our basic ingredients going on here and here. I'm going to have a list on the Facebook page of what you're going to need for this. This is a very easy dish. It does take some slicing and dicing. And I'm going to be demonstrating some of that, and I'll probably have Justin kind of go because he's got some mad knife skills. So, but basically, there's only a few ingredients to this. We're going to have an onion, zucchini. James is laughing at the size of my zucchini. James is the other chef here at Father Patty's. We got a gray squash, yellow squash, and some bell peppers. I don't like using green. We have some Roma tomatoes, very important. Now, if you're wondering about this, and we also have some Asian or Japanese eggplant. I don't use the other eggplant for this because it's too big. If you notice, I'm trying to get everything about the same size for this ratatouille, and you'll see why when we put this thing together. This ratatouille is based actually on the movie Ratatouille, is the way I based my recipe on this. And it's kind of what I call an ooh-ah recipe. It's ooh when you look at it because it's really kind of cool looking, and then it's ah when you taste it. So, now a lot of people don't like eggplant, but in this, they're going to love it. So, very easy dish. This is the kind of dish you want to make when you need to go to a potluck. You need to bring a dish. This is the dish to bring. So we have some other things out here. I got some cans right now. Tomatoes are not in season right now, so I'm going to just use the can. And that's about it. I'm going to start laying some stuff out and get chopping. Okay. Hey, a little kitchen trick for you, by the way. If you don't know this, a little damp towel underneath your cutting board makes your cutting board very stable. So, very important. If you remember my first show, we talked about knives, and I talked about my favorite knife. This is where this one comes into play at. So, if I can just get the cover off, I'll be doing fine. I basically want to trim some of these off. Basically, we'll save these for stock. So, as my good buddy Dave Nelson out there, who's probably watching, hopefully, we don't waste anything. That'll go into a nice stock. Maybe Justin's soup or something that he's making. So, we basically just want to trim up some of these. Just cut the ends off, just get them all nice and trimmed, and before I actually start really slicing and dicing. when I'm doing this, what I like to do is actually use a mandolin slicer. My daughter hates these because she cut her hand on it, which, yeah. But I never mentioned that on my last show, is knives. Always respect knives. You don't mean to be afraid of them. Just respect them and what they can do. Because, yeah, they can do some damage to you. I always forget how this goes. There we go. I'm going to check my depth real quick with one of these.
Are you using Japanese eggplant?
These are Japanese eggplant. Actually, also called an Asian eggplant.
Gusto swears by the Japanese eggplant.
Oh yeah.
Chef Gusto?
Justin's laughing at the size of my eggplant. Yeah, the other eggplants are just too big to use for this recipe. You can use it for another recipe, but that's fine. So I need to go a little bit deeper on this. So, yes, usually I should be using the guard for this, but my hands are way away. And that's what you're looking for, about 1/8 of an inch. You want something a little bit meaty on this, but not too much. You want to make sure it cooks down really good. It might be just a little bit too much. One more click up and see. Yeah, that's better. About 1/8 of an inch. Now, what you're supposed to do on these is use the guard, so your hands stay away from the blade, and basically it makes uniform slices, which is really kind of cool. So all your slices are all the same, unless you're like Justin, who can actually slice faster than I can on this, and he can actually get very good with it. For me, no, not so much, but yeah. So, hey Justin, can I see your knife skills for a minute? Can I see your knife skills for a minute? Let Justin demonstrate his knife skills real quick as he gives his. Actually, I want you to demonstrate you cutting that zucchini.
Like that?
Yeah, just like that. Yeah.
Who needs a mandolin?
A lot. Yeah, I know exactly. I was just saying you're faster at doing that than I am with a mandolin. So and those basically, if I measured all those, they would be almost identically the same.
Mandolins scare me though.
Well, yeah, they should scare you. I mean, my daughter took part of her finger off of that.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, but you, look at this. Yeah, he doesn't even look, and he still, he gets it done. So yeah. Justin was demonstrating at Cal Expo, and everybody was amazed at his knife skills. But yeah,
I love that.
So if you guys remember my knife show, yeah, Justin's favorite knife, here it is, worst off. There it is right there. You see it, there it is, worst off. So yeah, he's got mad knife skills, unbelievable knife skills. So yeah, I can slice it, not that way. He practices a lot more than I do. So yeah. So anyway, that's what you want to do with your veggies for right now. We're just gonna leave these here for right now. I'm gonna start my sauce. There's a base sauce at the bottom of this, and it's pretty easy. Basically, all you opening up this can, cutting up this onion, and a little bit of probably some thyme and some minced garlic. You can use fresh on this. For right now, I'm just using this as what I had available. So use what you have. So there you go. All right. So basically, have everything all separated out. You're going to want to do that. You'll see why later. I'm going to have Justin show you how to properly do an onion. I can do it, but Justin needs something to do, so I want to give him something to do. But one thing I didn't do, well, one thing I did, but I didn't show you, is one thing when you walk into a kitchen, the first thing you do is wash your hands. And not just because of the coronavirus, this is normal every day in the kitchen. You walk into the kitchen, you always wash your hands. The 20-second thing that CDC came out with, by the way, which I can't find my, I have a food handler certificate. You get that if you work in the restaurant and you take a test and everything. Part of that test is how long do you wash your hands for? 20 seconds minimum, washing your hands. In the restaurant, we're constantly washing our hands, especially if we're, because we're always, doing something. Especially if you're working with fish or working with chicken, raw chicken and raw fish. You definitely want to keep your hands clean, keep your area clean, keep your board clean. Always. We have different colored boards actually, even for what we're doing. Yellow being for raw chicken, and red being for red meat. Blue would be for seafood. White or green could be used for, green is for veggies, and white could be used for anything. As long as it's not chicken or one of those. So, but pretty good, pretty easy. Normally if I make this dish, I would make it in a hotel pan if I was in the restaurant. But actually, so I'm going to teach you actually some lingo from the restaurant. This is a hotel pan, so, and
okay.
now Marissa's on TV. That was Marissa. Hey, Justin, can you show people how to actually dice an onion?
Okay, so I always take off this end first, as least as possible, and then I cut it in half, keeping this on it, so to keep it together.
Right, exactly.
You got your layers like
peel off all that stuff you don't want. Huh?
onions.
Nobody wants that stuff in it.
Your onions are nicer than ours right now. Where'd you get this? Nugget?
Actually, that was Walmart, actually.
Oh, really?
Yeah. I mean, normally I would go out to like the farmer's market or something as fresh as possible. None of these things are out right now. These are summer squash as opposed to winter squash like spaghetti squash. That's a winter squash. So these are summer squash.
So now you got the hard part done. Now, just follow the onion goes like that. So I always just follow it because it's layers. If you want smaller dice, just go smaller. Some people like to go this way. You don't necessarily have to because it's already.
It'd probably fall apart anyway. Yeah.
When you get down to that, you can just go like that. There you go. Nice and easy.
Saying we don't waste anything. Stuff like that will go into a stock pot.
Yeah. Save it. Whatnot or.
So I mentioned Justin made soup. We already ate it. That's how fast he made it. It was awesome.
5-minute soup.
5-minute soup, man. That's all it takes. Cooking's not about work. Cooking's about having fun and enjoying what you're doing. At this point, it's a passion, so it's it's different. Awesome. Thank you, sir. And there we go. Diced. How to properly dice an onion. Cool. So I got my pan. You don't have to use a big pan like this, but I'm making a double batch, so I'm going to use a bigger pan. So I need some clarified butter. You don't have to use clarified butter. Actually, I would probably use olive oil, but I have some clarified butter, so I'm going to use clarified butter. But if I was at home, I would be using olive oil for this. this. So, but use what you got. Okay, get my pan going. Okay, I don't want to get this too hot. I'm going to sweat my onions. I don't want to actually caramelize my onions. Caramelizing means sweet. We don't want sweet. We want them to be just soft. So, toss my onions in. They're starting to sizzle in there a little bit. Turn that down just a little bit. These burners we have here at the restaurant do get very hot. They can boil water and it matters. So, like I said, I just want to sweat these down a little bit, soften them up a little bit. Like I said, we're using what we have. Hi, Pat. There's a better one than that running around here. Somewhere. Mine's running around here somewhere. And a little bit of garlic, because we love garlic. I love garlic. Let's go a little bit more. Probably looking at about a teaspoon. Batch. I'm going to get that going in there. Like I said, you're just looking to spread some of it out. I'm going to go with a little salt. And a little fresh ground pepper. I talked about fresh ground pepper before. That's all we use here. We grind it every day. Fresh ground pepper. So you just want to sweat these out. That salt's going to pull some of that moisture out of those onions. Boy, normally right now this place would be just buzzing, but this coronavirus thing has really got everybody slowed down. We're just doing takeout orders and stuff, so yeah. But normally it'd be kind of hard to do this here because it'd be so busy. We just want to sweat those down a little bit. Look in the camera here. Okay. Just want to sweat those down. Do not want to really start cooking them. Just sweat them down a little bit. I might have this stuff, whoops, just a little bit too high, but that's looking good right there. So now, your tomatoes, toss them right in there. Turned off the heat because it's getting crazy. Now we're going to put some more tomatoes in this, actually in the dish when we start putting it together. This is just going to be kind of a base on the bottom. And you can make this as tomatoey or less tomatoey as you like. You can use tomato paste, or not tomato paste, tomato sauce, and put that on the bottom. You can add tomato paste or tomato sauce. I hate saying paste, but tomato sauce to this, and make it a little bit more. You don't need a lot on the bottom of this dish. You just want a little bit on the bottom just to get it going. Alrighty, get some little fresh thyme going in now. Like I said, there's a gentleman by the name of Dave Nelson, fantastic culinary instructor, and doing a thing called industry cooking classes. And you go on his Facebook page, look up either Dave Nelson or I think you can, or look up industry cooking on Facebook. He's in Sacramento, and he's doing these shows actually live at 4 o'clock on Mondays. So catch them. You can, if you miss a show though, you can go back on his Facebook page and they're there. So basically, that's pretty much done there. I'm going to let that cool down a minute and readjust my camera, and there we go. Okay, so we'll get going on this one. Oh, there we go. So your next step, and by the way, on the stuff I was sweating off and the tomatoes, I actually added a little bit of sauce to it because it was a little bit dry. So, one thing back about on a mandolin slicer, do not try to slice eggplant on a mandolin slicer. It does not work. Eggplants are very spongy, and it does not work. How you have to use a knife. So, speaking of eggplant, is an eggplant a vegetable or is it a fruit? Yeah, you're gonna probably want to Google that one, but I'll tell you, it's a fruit. So what I got here now is my pan, or my glass. Basically, it's a pie plate or pie baking dish, and I need to make a cover for it. And the cover is actually made out of parchment paper. And this stuff you can buy anywhere. It comes in rolls. We actually use it in sheets here, and what you're going to want to do is put it on top, just like that. And well, if you have a sharp knife, you can use a sharp knife. Or you can mark it some way and use a pair of scissors or whatever. Just work that around. Try not to tear it, but hey, accidents happen. The edge of my knife isn't as sharp as it used to be. Let's just sharpen that one. So what you have is a nice round cover for that. So, to assemble this, it always helps to have some spray. Hi. Hey, come here. Look. Over here. There we go. That's Pat Redmond, by the way. Whoop, wait a second. Wait. Hold on. There we go. There we go.
Shorter than I am.
I know.
You're shorter than I am.
I am shorter than you are.
A little bit.
Yeah.
I'm pretty short. You make you very short.
I'm like 5'6". So yeah, and we are at Father Patty's Irish Pub.
Are you cooking?
I am cooking.
Very cool.
Yeah, we're making ratatouille.
That's that thing with a mouse, right?
It is that thing with a mouse.
Oh, rat.
Rat. Yeah, well, he's actually a small rat. So. Yeah, no, he's not there. He ran off.
Enjoy.
He ran off when he found out I was cooking. So, so that was Pat. Pat's great. I love Pat. Thank you. Okay, so cooking spray. And I just touched my face, so I need to wash my hands. My nose is itchy, so I need to wash my hands. Yes, always wash the hands. Okay, hands are now washed. So, hate that when you get an itchy nose. This is basically just cooking spray, same thing as Pam at home. You can use whatever you can use. They have all kinds now. Yeah, I saw one. I picked one up. It was duck fat spray. It was really kind of cool. So, just a light spray around it. And we have set that off to the side for a second. And basically, what you want to do, just a small layer. I need. Basically, I'm going to split this up into two. So. Yeah, it's about two. So you have like that on the bottom. So just a little bit on the bottom. And how you want to assemble this, bring your stuff down so you can use it. And just do a system on these. How this works, it's kind of a layered dish. So not really layered, it's actually in a spiral. And so basically I always start with a zucchini, and then grab a yellow, back to a green, and grab a eggplant, and then a tomato. Do the same thing again. You that one, that one, that one. This one takes time, but this is kind of the therapeutic part of this one here. And then just stack them there, and then here, and here, here, and here. That's pretty thick. I must have missed that cut. And then just keep stacking this around like this. Sometimes I forget what order I have these in. So. Normally I would actually put them out and actually order in front of me like that. Just go. But not today. We're just low key today. So after a while you get into a rhythm. And basically that's how you're going to do this all the way around this thing. Sometimes I'll put a bunch out in front of me, so it makes it easier too. In the order, and I just grab like this, and go, and stack, and go, and stack. You're going to get enough juice out of these other ones to make it worthwhile anyway. You don't really need too much on the bottom. And a little goes a long way. You think this is a lot of veggies, but until you start using them up and you go, wow, there's quite a bit here. So just keep going, keep going, keep going. And you really can't see what I'm doing actually, so I'm going to switch this camera. There you go. You don't need to see me anyway. So just make this and keep going and keep going, and make sure you get the right side. Don't put tomato to tomato. That's not the design. But extremely easy dish to make, and so pretty. So you can kind of see what I'm doing here. Going around and around and around and around. Then bring a couple things. I'm going to have to use some of the restaurant's olive oil. That'll be my next step on this. Some olive oil. I might be able to fit one more in there. Try a smaller one. Stuff it right in there. And then the same thing on the inside. Just keep going. This will serve, actually, this will serve about 6-7 people. I mean, it doesn't look like much, but it's actually quite a bit. When you think of a serving, it's probably be about like that. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, about 6 people. So that's why I always do a couple. It's so good. You want to do, make a couple of them. So. it's therapeutic. I like it. It's one of my favorite dishes to make. Absolutely love making this dish. We've done a couple caterings now and used it and done it, and people love it. Bigger pan, you can really make nice big circles or squares. Actually, squares look really nice too. We do it in a hotel pan or even a smaller square pan. That works it out just as well. So a lot of people doing cooking on TV or actually just doing it. Dave's one of them. People trying to stay busy. In this time right now. I'm actually have another job where I actually am working with considered essential besides the restaurant industry. I'm also the assistant purchasing manager for Skyline Homes, so I don't do cooking full time anymore like I used to many years ago. But it's all in fun. So we get down to the last ones. You just stuff them in. Put a couple over here even. Like that. I kind of like to flatten it down a little bit. Now I need to get some olive oil. Okay, so olive oil. Actually, normally I have bottles of this. Actually, I have quite a few bottles of this. It's such really good olive oil. Right here in Woodland, we have Colburn Estates. This is, by the way, the most nutritious olive oil in the world. And it comes right here in Woodland, so that's really cool. We're blessed to have that. You just kind of drizzle some olive oil on there. You just kind of, not a lot, just enough to get a little bit wet on there. Now, I did put some salt and pepper in the when I was doing the tomatoes. Like I said, it's so easy to mess this up. Like I did. You don't know what I messed up. I forgot to put the bell pepper in the bottom. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to stuff bell pepper around here, and that will be just fine. And it just cut the bell pepper up in slices like this is fine. So yeah, sometimes we mess up, but it's all in cooking. It's how you fix the problem. So yeah, we can fix it. It's easy. You just sprinkle some on top even for that matter. Make it look good. Now, we go with a little salt. Fresh ground pepper. So one last thing before I pop this in the oven is a little bit of garnish on there, a little bit of cheese on there. So let's take some basil. This is a definite fresh basil thing here. If you're doing the sauce stuff, you can use it dry. That's fine. But for this, just some fresh basil. I just want to put some decoration on there. A little bit, definitely some flavor in there. By the way, people don't know what mint and basil have in common. They're from the same family. And how you know if it's mint or basil, I have some mint here too. So, very similar. And we also put some thyme in there. Actually, thyme is from the same family too. Thyme doesn't look anything like it, but somebody actually can hand me a stalk of basil or hand me a stalk of mint. I don't have to smell it. I just have to feel it. The stalk on these, like on mint or like basil, it's not round. That's a square stalk. You can actually feel it. It's square. So it's really cool. Oh, it smells great. I love basil. So this is almost ready to go. I'm going to throw a little bit of cheese on there. I've got some, what do I got here? I've got some shredded Parmesan. A little bit of shredded Parmesan on that. And I got another cheese. Oh, here we go. A little bit of Asiago on there. A little bit of Asiago on that. There we go. Now, that is ready for the oven. Our oven is heating up. Our ovens were turned off since we're not really using them right now. So I had to kick them back on. So, oven's warming up. Look at my other one. This time I will put the bell peppers in at the right place. Sometimes it's all trial and error, Even though I've done this dish a million times, you'd think I would know better, but, I'm shy on TV. Actually, I'm used to being in back of the camera, not in front of the camera, so. People that know me, I'm also I produce videos, usually not cooking, but and definitely not me cooking. So. Now we're going to do this right. Throw those right on the bottom, just a little bit, not a lot. It's just a flavor thing. Margaret, hello, testing 1, 2. There we go. So we're back to the same thing again. Get a bunch of these out. You can see I've hardly ever even used any. I mean, little goes a long way. If you're doing a dish like this, probably one of everything is all you're going to need. So it's not an expensive dish, it's fairly cheap. I'll probably run out of tomatoes, but that's fine because there's enough tomatoes on the bottom of this anyway. So and just start doing it all again. Waiting for the oven to heat up anyway. So I'm still going to make 2, so that's fine. After a while you get to a rhythm, you can just fly through this really fast, especially if you're doing a huge pan of it. You don't have all day to do it. If you're at home, just kicking around, having a good time, take your time. This is therapy. Be one with the food. Like I said, to me, this is a passion for me. It's not my job. It used to be, not anymore. So it's become food is a passion for me. And I think it is for Justin too, even though he's actually doing it. But what I've seen him do is amazing stuff with food. Watching him do demos at the state fair and stuff. So just amazing. Amazing what he can do. His flavor profiles are phenomenal. Every time I'm not quite sure, I'm missing something in a recipe, or it's like, I'll come over, hey, taste this. Is it missing anything? Or what am I missing? So it's really kind of cool. And I'll throw stuff off a pat sometimes too, because that's got a good set of taste buds on him. Most of the time I'm doing pretty good, but Justin will say, you know what? Yeah, try this, or try that. And usually it comes out really better. Yep, getting on the tomatoes, which is fine because I got plenty of tomatoes on the bottom, so that's good to be fine. you can see what I mean by when I was saying about getting them all the same size. Try to get your veggies all about the same size, especially in this dish. There's other ratatouille recipes. You don't have to worry about that because they're chopped up. I mean, they're not even, I've seen some that are actually stacked, where you actually stack it like that, put it in a pan. But a lot of them I've seen just chopped up. It's just actually, if you Google it, what actually it is, and it'll tell you it is a vegetable stew. Made by farmers back when. It was all veggie. I mean, this is 100% vegetarian dish. Do a couple. There we go. Fill a spot in with that. Sometimes vegetables don't want to play fair. But like I said, you can just, on the sauce, there's my notes again. On the sauce, you can do what you want. I mean, you can just make it as tomato as you want, or I wouldn't make it too dry, but definitely tomatoey, and those tomatoes are going to cook up and start and really cook those the veggies up. When it comes out, you're going to see a big difference in what it looks like now. But you can see what I mean by a ooh-ah dish. I mean, when you look at it, you go, ooh, it looks really pretty. And I thought about this as one of my favorite dishes, but then I thought about my cousins that are in, that happen to be living in Paris. They've gone through. They've seen the devastation of what this, coronavirus can do, firsthand. And, amazing that, I'm just glad that they're safe and all right. So I only had a little bit of veggies and I got all this left over, so this is going to go into a soup. It doesn't take much. Like I said, I'll tone down the recipe a little bit for you guys on the thing, so it'll be a little bit more realistic. Flatten that out a little bit, and yeah, that's it. I mean, it's give these veggies a digestion, and you can do some magic with it. Some olive oil. Salt. Yeah, there's no exact measurements here. It's a little bit of this, a little bit of that, a little bit of this, a little bit of that. And throw some of those great basil on there. Some more Asiago. Just make this one a little more cheesier. I mean, the stars of this show is the veggies, so we don't want to subtract too much away from that. We already got our thing for that. These are ready to go in the oven, and we'll come back and see what they look like. Okay, so Ratatouille is out of the oven, and the reason why the parchment paper is on there is to protect it from burning, and it kind of steams it at the same time. And there you go, and that's what it looks like. Extremely hot. Be careful. Like I said, use what you got in the house. If you have some, Prego spaghetti sauce, you can put that on the bottom. You just want something down there to kind of to come up and really cook the veggies down, and does that very well. You see the juice in the side of this thing, so got some juice in there, so it's not dried out or anything. And basically, yeah, serve it up, and there you go. That's my ratatouille, and adjust my camera. Oh, it's the COVID thing. I'm kind of winging this on my own, so my own cameraman. So anyway, thanks for watching. This is my second one. I'm not sure what I'll do with my third one. Maybe an omelet for Bill. So Bill will bug me about how to make an omelet. Justin's throwing cheese at me. What kind of cheese was that anyway?
No, it's chives.
Oh, chives. I get chives. Oh, I got chived. There we go. We'll throw chives on there too. So there we go. There we go. We'll chive it on there a little bit. There we go. Can't go wrong with chives. So there you go. And enjoy.